hosts to Antrim. Now, this was a repeat of last year's fixture between the two sides. The game last year at Casement Park was won by Fermanagh. Indeed, it was 10 years since Antrim last won a championship match. Hardly a proud record. Would they be able to turn the tables today? Our commentator for this one was Marty Morrissey.
On home soil, Fermanagh are difficult to beat, and having tasted victory in the corresponding game last year, are quietly confident of attaining glory again today. Collie Curran leads the team from centre-back, with last year's midfield combination of John Rihill and Fergal McCann still wearing numbers 8 and 9. Colin McCreesh and Brian Carty are playing well at the moment in an attack that features a full forward line of Mark Gallagher, Dominic Corrigan and Paul Coyle. Undoubtedly, Fermanagh's strongest line. Antrim are determined to gain revenge for that defeat in Belfast and come to Irvinstown, surprisingly, much more confident than 12 months ago. The team is reportedly more balanced, with Niall Lynn and Lockie McCurdy supporting Kieran Hamill in the full back line. Kieran O'Neill leads the attack from centre forward, with Frank Fitzsimons acting as a fine target man at full forward. The referee for today's Ulster Championship clash is Mick McGrath from County Donegal, refereeing his very first Ulster senior match, former Donegal PRO. And Fermanagh go into the attack. John Rihill giving it across, comes back off the post and wide. So Fermanagh getting the first taste of possession, at least, in a wet and very miserable Irvinstown. Plenty of height. Just to the right of the post and goes off Mark Gallagher, and that's out for a 45. So this 45 been driven in sweetly and straight over the bar by Collie Curran, the Fermanagh captain, coming up from centre half back to take the 45. That's the angle that Kieran O'Neill faces. He had a good ball inside towards his corner forward. This is back to Kieran O'Neill in a good scoring position, and that's a very good point. Combining nicely with his corner forward, Joe Kennedy. Kieran O'Neill levels the match after 8 minutes. It was a quick ball inside to his corner forward, and Kieran O'Neill continued on to get the pass back from Joe Kennedy, and he took his point well. So one attack for Antrim and 1 point. That's fine fielding by Fergal McCann, giving it outside to Brian Carty, man who played full forward last year, skillful player. Falling outside is Paul Coyle, another one of the players that impressed me last season, to Carty. Another unorthodox challenge by Paul McArlane, and Brian Carty has gone down. And I really don't think it was deliberate. It was just more awkwardness on the part of the Antrim centre-half back, Paul McArlane. And it's a free-in for Fermanagh. So Malachy O'Rourke in a far more scoreable position. Floats it nicely over the bar, and Fermanagh restore their advantage once again, now lead by 2 points to 1. He's going to be under a little bit of pressure as Fermanagh dropped the ball down towards Mark Gallagher, and from where the ball landed, free will be given for a challenge as centre half forward Paul Brewster sent it goalwards, was fouled. Centre half back Collie Curran, the captain, a Fermanagh hurler as well, of distinguished, and sending it dangerously in, and that's a very good score. Well won by Dominic Corrigan, and well finished as well. It all came from the free by Collie Curran, which Corrigan did well to win. He didn't mess around with it, put it straight over. Niall Lynn unable to hold on to it, and the advantage swings to Fermanagh. This is Paul Coyle, and that's a very good score. And that all came about because of the slippery conditions. And Coyle finishes extremely well. And there's some off-the-ball incident now that you just saw before we went to the action replay. And the referee, meanwhile, has halted proceedings while we look at this pass inside to Paul Coyle, and he finished well on the run. Good score. But off camera, you just saw a flash of it when Niall Lynn hit Paul Coyle. Referee Mick McGrath from Donegal, in his first senior Ulster Championship match, has sent off Niall Lynn. A correct and courageous decision by the referee. Again, the quick free. Difficult to hold on to, but he manages to do quite well. That's Aidan Donnelly, and he puts it out over the bar. Quick free tactic working well for Antrim, and Donnelly had to work hard to try and just control it. He got inside John Smith, and with the left foot put it nicely over the bar. Joe Kennedy from the Shaws Road in Belfast to take the free, and he taps it gently over the bar. So after 30 minutes of action in this Ulster Championship clash, the sides are level at 4 points each. An easy free for a left-footed kicker, straight over Cormac McAdam's crossbar. Kieran Hamill, ball falls nicely for Paul Coyle, and he takes his chance splendidly. He played well in the corresponding match in Belfast, and every chance he gets, he usually takes. And again, you could blame the slippery conditions. Normally Kieran Hamill would gather that cleanly. Paul Coyle anywhere near goal is exceptionally dangerous. And the referee blows the half-time whistle in Irvinstown. And the half-time score, Fermanagh 5 points, Antrim 4. Well gathered by Kieran O'Neill. Aidan Donnelly, Frank Fitzsimons. There's an overlap here, and it goes straight to Joe Kennedy. Shot, Brendan Devlin holds onto it at the second attempt, and a challenge on the goalkeeper, which left a lot to be desired. Lovely movement by Antrim. The ball broke nicely for Frank Fitzsimons. Joe Kennedy provided the overlap, and he hit it with power. And Cormac McAdam did well, and a rather high challenge by the incoming forward resulted in McAdam hitting the deck. So Antrim make a substitution. Stephen Mulvenna is now into the action. So too is Paul Brewster. Sending a ball in more hope than confidence. Line ball for Antrim. Added to nicely. Coming out to meet it is Joe Kennedy. He has plenty of support. Gets inside his marker. Gives it inside to Stephen Mulvenna. This is the substitute going for goal. Oh, yes! A superb goal. Super sub Mulvenna from St. Paul's. Look at that for a shot. Well, Antrim have always looked the most dangerous. From the opening few minutes, they seem to have a plan. They seem to know exactly what they were doing, and this indicates it perfectly. Joe Kennedy was involved, and Mulvenna hit a bullet-like shot. Great goal. And that transforms this match completely. John Rehill giving it out to John Smith. Malachy O'Rourke switching wings. And that goes more or less into the housing estate behind the goal mouth rather than near the goalpost. A wonderful substitution by Antrim's new manager, PJ O'Hare, bringing in Stephen Mulvenna. But here come Fermanagh. John Rehill giving it inside to Paul Coyle, trying to get onto the left boot. They're lining up for it, and they've got the goal. Paul Coyle's lob dropped it inside, and Brian Carty, I think, was the man that was at the end of it. But they were queuing up for it, himself and Dominic Corrigan. Paul Coyle gathered possession. For the first time, Antrim backs were ball watching, and between Dominic Corrigan and Brian Carty, they got a fist to it. Just 16 minutes gone in the second half. Ollie Kern giving it inside to Malachy O'Rourke. He has support. This is Dominic Corrigan taking his point superbly. Corrigan, the man who coached St. Michaels Enniskillen to the McRory. That's the Ulster College's title this year. And I think it's Corrigan that'll be credited with the goal as well. And he took his point very easily. Malachy O'Rourke driving it forward. Stephen Mulvenna unable to hold on to it. This is big Fergal McCann giving it to his midfield partner John Rehal, and John sends it over the bar, and it now gives Fermanagh a 4-point advantage, which with just 7 minutes left should surely ensure their passage to an Ulster semi-final. Dangerous ball, knocked away and easily gathered. Comes back to Fermanagh's John Rehal, who loses out. Referee waiting for advantage. And that's off the ground, and it's a free in for Antrim. In a match that will not be remembered as one of the classiest in Ulster Championships. Joe Kennedy puts it over the bar. Now just 2 points between the sides. Just 15 seconds left. It's the last effort for Antrim. Lenny Harbison getting by Simon Bradley. And still he takes on the Fermanagh challenge. Good running off the ball. It comes inside to Paul McErleen. Can Antrim do something here? Comes across and easily cut out, however, by Michael O'Brien. But still, the pressure continues to be exerted. Stephen Lynn coming in with a hefty challenge on Brian Carty. Both of them on the deck. And time ticking away now into injury time. So the referee has decided to give a hot ball between John McAleese and John Rehal. This is Thomas Callaghan. And for a foul throw, it gives Antrim one last opportunity. And they now have to engineer a goal out of this. 36 minutes gone in the second half. We're very much into injury time. It has to be a goal. Dropping it in, and it's gone over the bar. And now just 1 point between the sides. And it all depends on the referee. Enda McAtamney asking the referee how much time is left. So too is Malachy O'Rourke. Will he allow for play to continue as that free was hit with power and accuracy and over the bar? And the referee blows the final whistle. After 37 minutes of action in the second half, the final score from St. Malaise Park here in Irvinstown: Fermanagh 1-9, Antrim 1-8.
So Fermanagh through to the next round of the Ulster Championship, but the misery continues for Antrim. Well, in that next round, Fermanagh would meet the winners of this afternoon's replay between Cavan and Donegal. A tense, exciting match a week ago. Things were a bit more clear-cut today at Ballybofey. Here's just a sample of the action.
Matt Gallagher doing very well, and Fintan Cahill really hasn't got into the game at all today yet. King now gets his kick across, and there is a free kick in the middle of the field. So Brian Murray leaves it. Gavigan kicks it. Sheridan and Boyle go for it. Picked up again by Tommy Ryan. Cutting his way through. It's still Ryan for Donegal in a dangerous position. Fisting it across and fisting it over the bar. A good point by Tommy Ryan. And Donegal dominant in the first 11 minutes. John Brady trying to flick it into the path of Kieran Brady, but it's added to towards Tommy Ryan. Ryan gets it at the second chance, has help with him if decides to use it, and he does on this occasion. It's Martin Shovlin. And now a race for possession. Bernard Morris, the covering Cavan player, nicely blocked down by Barry Cunningham. Still Morris in possession, and that'll be another throw ball. And it will be interesting to see what happens now. Philip Smith been spoken to by a number of the Donegal players, and more importantly though, he's been spoken to by Jim Curran. As we watch it again, Bernard Morris and Barry Cunningham tussling for the ball. And the referee will throw in. And Philip Smith has been sent off the Cavan team, and they are now reduced to 14 men. And the evidence quite clear, Sean.
Yes, referee Jim Curran, no option. Very much a right hook by Phil Smith, and obviously left the referee with absolutely no other decision.
Michael Faulkner racing for possession. Michael gaining it, fouled by Noel Hegarty, and there is a free kick for Cavan. Cahill looks for it. Fisted clear though by Matt Gallagher. That's his ploy today. Do not let Fintan Cahill get possession. McHugh and Jim Riley now. James in possession. Tackled well by Jim Riley. James McHugh and judged to have overheld the ball, and there will be a free kick for Cavan, and Jim Riley will take it. Blocked as he went to take it towards Stephen King, so that's another 10 metres forward. Now King takes it from the ground into Damien Riley. Has he space in front to goal? Oh, a superb goal by Damien Riley! Donal Reid, Charlie Mulgrew. Giving it in now towards young James McHugh. Chance now in front to goal. Malloy missed one from this area before. Not this time though. That's Anthony Malloy's second point. It's Donegal's 14th.
It's obvious that at this stage that Donegal are making much better use of the extra man than most teams normally do. Anthony Malloy has been freed twice there to get that score over the bar.
Yes, a clear win for Donegal today. At 20 points to 1-6 was the final score there. So then it's Donegal who will face Fermanagh in the next round of the Ulster Championship on June 21st. And you can see much more of that match in our programme tomorrow night. But next we turn